Hello, my name is Bill. I'm going to be making some curry today. Hopefully it's just going to be a nice, short, quick way to show you like really how easy it is just to make this curry that I use with like all different types of peanuts, walnuts, cashew nuts, Brazil nuts, and any nut that you can find that's easy to crush. But yeah, we're going to get into it and show you how wonderful and quick this can all be. I say quick, it's not really that quick. This is what I'm going to be using as my sauce. As you can see, the ingredients in this sauce ain't like anything special, but what I find is these are really hard to come by at the moment. Like the only places you can get these now is Asda, and I don't even think you can get these in every single Asda's. And I struggle finding them online as well, even on the official website. But if you can get these specific ones, these Vindaloo ones, I'm not joking, you will be able to make like on the same level of restaurant quality food if you use this sauce and this setup that I've got. Yeah, I'm just going to go through all the ingredients I'm going to be using. That's going to be going in with the sauce as well. I poured these things already in there, so I don't have to worry about doing that at the time of pouring it all in. I'm worrying about wasting all that extra little bit of time. We're not going to be paying attention to what's really going on. That's the oil I'm going to be using. That's the frying pan all ready and set. Over here is, well, I'm using cauliflower today, but you can obviously use rice. Got my nut collection, what I've crushed with my crusher. And the main ingredients, like, I'm going to be frying that, cutting these up. And this is coriander that I've just chopped. So this will be the first stage. Like, usually you can put in just rice and maybe with some vegetables, rice and chopped vegetables, and it all will cook by the time you've set out all your stuff. Here, I'm close now to setting all of this out. I'm just going to be chopping this, chopping that. And what I've got here, it's on a low heat at the moment, but I'm going to be turning this heat up to cook these seeds so they are cooked before I pour in some oil and start frying the onions, which will be the first stage. This here is going to be my second stage after the onions have browned a bit, and the third stage will be pouring all of this in. And that's basically it, but just going to go through the actual process so you can see visually what's happening. So yeah, I have discovered a little while ago, well, 4 years ago now, that you can fry peanuts while making your curry, right? As a vegetarian, or trying to be, this is great to replace any meat that you'd otherwise use in a Vindaloo curry. This is a mixture of walnuts, cashew nuts, and Brazil nuts, and it just seems to all go really well. It might be a bit sticky, so you can just get like a spoon and make sure it's loose. Like I'll try a little tablespoon. Make sure it's loose, because if you try and pour that in while you're cooking your main sauce, it's not going to all just go in. You need to make sure it's loose from the base. And there's so many oils. Like, look how much is just stuck to the spoon. There's loads of oils in it, and that's fantastic for the main curry sauce. So I've chopped my garlic now, and that's just going to be going straight into here. That's my second stage done and prepped. My third stage is set out and done and all prepped. I'm now ready just to focus on my first stage. This will be the third stage, going in at the third stage. So all of this has just taken me quite a long time. Like I'd say about half an hour. It's the longest part, especially undoing all the garlic and taking the skin off. Now I just need to cut my onion, cut a little bit off the lemon there, and I'm ready for beginning this. And this is still on the lowest heat setting I can get it, and cooking the seeds. And that's done. Like, that is totally done. So yeah, I've done videos like this before. It's just that in this video I want to try and emphasize emphasize on little details like this, like how I'm cutting the onion, trying to get the smallest amount. I mean, doing little things like this takes years of experience. Like if you're watching it for the first time, doing this for the first time, you probably won't figure out that, when you're frying, getting the onion as small as you can is going to make it really crispy really quickly, and that's just going to help you save a bit of time getting into your second stage straight away, then into your third stage straight away. There we go, all set now. I'm going to whack this onto the highest setting heat, pour in some oil, and get this show on the road. Now, you might think that is an insane amount of oil, which it kind of is, but you'll see after a while why it's so important to actually have a lot of oil in your pan as you go through, especially if you're going to be using powders throughout the starting stages of what you're doing. You don't have to do this, you don't have to put in any seeds, you don't have to use so much oil. You can just get on with, just this ingredient here, the garlic, the crushed nuts, and the sauce with the chopped tomatoes. All these other little ingredients you don't really need, but in my case I just absolutely love the nutrition that I'm getting out of this, because I'm pretty sure I'm saving myself going to a doctor and getting any medication because of all of this food that I consume on a regular basis. And another thing, I cut the garlic, the onions last because the steam it produces on your eyes, which I'm not noticing anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a good thing, I suppose. Yeah, don't get that sting. I suppose you develop a immunity or something like that. But anyway, once this gets hot enough, you will see little bubbles beginning to rise to the surface. That will tell you these are ready to go in, and you want that sizzle sound, and that's gonna get the ball rolling. Yeah, by the way, I will list all the ingredients, but these are the seeds that I've just been using in this beginning stage. I've poured in some powder, and that helps me judge what sort of temperature the oil is getting at. There's other indicators like the sizzling happening. Yeah, that's definitely getting hot enough to stick in the onions. And there we go, kick off. So I'm not doing just for one meal here. This is going to be a sauce that I can put in like a container like this, so I can use it over the course of a week or a few days, depending if I'm going to be using it every night. But I will give you a recommendation, like if you're going to be eating very acidy foods like this, it really helps if you've got like a fruit smoothie or something sugary to help cancel and balance, cancel out the acid. Otherwise you can get heartburn and stuff. So yeah, it looks like I've overdone it with the onions, but yeah, when you see the end result, you're going to see like I'm making a sauce that can last 3 days, maybe 5 days if you're just going to be using small amounts. And the idea is, so tomorrow I can put in some rice, cook myself, for 1 meal rice, and pour out of a tub the sauce, and the rice will cook that sauce because the rice is cooked, and it makes a great way just to get through the week on a really cheap budget, because rice is, as you know, cheap. If you can make a really wonderful sauce like this that can last through the week, you're saving yourself going to the restaurant, getting takeaways, and even just buying yourself sauces like this and using sauces like this actually. And it's for me, it's a great way to get through on a relatively cheap budget. Yeah, so that can just rest a while now, and in this time I usually like trying to get on top of things that I need to clean, and I'll just clean that quickly and wash up what I need to wash up, come back and everything just needs a little stir. Do you see that? It's like a little pattern that you're going to work out if you're doing this for the first time, especially, like you're going to work all of this out eventually. Loads of trial and error. Today I'm looking at this and thinking sort of, maybe I've used too much. I've been doing this for 4 years, and looking at this today, it does look like there's too many onions. And it might be the case, but I can balance that out. I can open, say, pour in half a sauce or another half of a tin of chopped tomatoes. Make it up in that way, do you see? Because you already got onions in the main sauce there, and there's all these little tricks and tips that you can just figure out with common sense, you know. Yeah, so I've been here for about 3 to 5 minutes now. Can you see? I know it might be difficult if you first time doing this, right? But if you pay attention, you're gonna notice the onions are smaller. The onions are smaller in shape. There's a little bit of a crisp tint. Now I have put turmeric. I should let you know. I put a little bit of turmeric in there, and that's why you got the yellow tint here. Let me see if I can get the light on it. But yeah, you will notice a bit of crispiness going on. This is almost ready for me to put in the second stage, which is the nuts and the garlic. And I'm just waiting for it to go really brown. Like I can't see too much brown, but this is pretty much ready now. Like there, if I can zoom in on that right there. That's what I want to see all around, which we're almost there. Yeah, and so this might not look right to you when you first put in all the nuts, right, and the garlic. So what you do here, you gently put in just a bit more oil, like not a lot. You don't want to drown it, but the oil should allow you just to. Sorry, the camera's in the way of the light today, but let me see if I can get rid of that. Let me see if I can stick oh, there we go. Got camera light, very nice. So you can see the onions mixing now with the nuts and the garlic. I'm also at this stage going to be sticking in either a little bit of soy sauce or salt, and you can see like it really goes well. It just takes it. Do you know what I mean? The oil takes it nicely, and as long as you mix it all together properly, you're gonna find all the oils begin to now amalgamate. Yeah, I like that sizzle soy sauce gives it. But the salt that goes in this is really what gives such a brilliant flavour. It really brings out that flavour, that deep flavour that you get with an oil-based sauce. But yeah, the salt, and I'm going to be putting in some lemon. Those two things will really bring out a wonderful flavour. That's already a great flavour in itself anyway. So, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some real crispy bits happening here now. I've left this. This has been going on for about 4 to 5 minutes now, and yeah, this is ready for stage 3. And you can tell because there's some bits really going crispy, and if you leave it any longer than this, you're going to ruin the meal. Absolutely ruin it. So this is the perfect stage. So here we go. We've just poured in the sauce and the chopped tomatoes. What I like doing, here's something that's taken me years of experience figuring out, is if you start panicking and splashing about, you're going to make a whole big mess. And even today I still can't do this without making any sort of, I mean, look over here, I already made a mess. But what I have figured out is you can just keep on coming at the sides, pulling all the nuts and the onions together into the middle, and the sauce, and the tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, just seem to mix pretty well at that point. And now what I've got to do is sticking this in, and I want to show you this. It's gonna bubble like crazy if you just leave it, and that's what's really going to make the mess all over the kitchen. If you leave it just to bubble and it go all over the sides, so you've got to keep an eye on it. You leave it for 2-3 seconds and it's just going to make a mess. But yeah, I did manage to stick in the some lemon over there into this as well. And we are done. Once this mixes, and I'll leave this for about 2-3 minutes, it's pretty much done. I'll take it off the heat then, leave it to cool naturally, and then once it's at room temperature, I'll be sticking it into like a pot, and that'll go in the fridge. And that's my sauce. That is my sauce for the next however long I want it. That's great because it's where it's oil based, you can leave it for like quite a long while before it will start to go off, you know. And that's the brilliant thing about oil based sauces, you know, they have a much longer expiry date than, you know, your normal fresh food. Yeah, we are pretty much done. The coriander really does help. I will not be able to stress enough to you like how much the coriander does also add a whole new flavour to it as well. If you didn't add the coriander, it is a noticeable difference, but not so noticeable that you can't enjoy the meal. Don't get me wrong. It is those nuts that you fry and get the oils to mix with the onions and the sauce and all these different flavours. Oh man, this is one reason why I keep making these videos. This is something I just want to share with the world. I don't think many restaurants even are aware they can fry onions, and it's a great taste. It's a great alternative to meat. In fact, I think I would prefer, when I was a meat eater, I would prefer to eat this all day long than to be putting some chicken into this, rather than what I've done here and put the walnuts or the Brazil nuts or the cashew nuts, you know. This is a fantastic taste, and until you try it for yourself, you know, you're not going to know. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, goodbye.